Thank you, Minister. You mentioned earlier that we should pursue getting information about this project through freedom of information. Do I take it that that means that your department and your position would be to fully assist the public in getting that information? Because we know that under freedom of information there is often blockages, and you already mentioned one in terms of commercial confidentiality. But if we are to actually go down that path, what guarantee do we have from you and your department of being supported in that process and not blocked?
Well, as I said before, the information provided belongs to the company. The mine management plan belongs to the company. It's provided to us as a requirement by the legislation. A lot of mine management plans contain information about the way they do processes, the commercial in confidence, and certainly the information that are not allowed because of privacy laws to disclose. And certainly every application for information will be assessed, and after that I can't direct my department in one way or another because it's not under my jurisdiction. Again, as I said to you before and I stressed again, a lot of this information belongs to the company, not to us. However, if the company wants to release it, it's up to them to release it publicly.
In the introduction, the background, which many people may not have got provided with, about previous knowledge of the deposit. In your introduction you said this is about exploration, people don't know what they're going to find, they get an exploration licence, then we assess what it is. You've stressed at length today that you see complexities and problems with this particular ore being found this close to town and in the circumstance it is. Given that we knew what they were exploring for because we knew the ore body, and you're saying that your department can only say yes to exploration and then it becomes a Commonwealth matter, given that you've outlined a series of concerns with this deposit and this project, why did you say yes to the exploration in the first place? Whose time?
Because we view exploration as a way to learn things about the area. Hold on a minute. If we're going to have a rational debate, and I came here for that, let me speak, and I'm prepared to listen to you, but be prepared to listen to what I have to say. All the information I've got about Pamela and Angela shows that the location of Angela and Pamela is actually away from the current water table. Also, the geology of the area tells us that the underlying rock in the Brewer estate, the estate where we put all the noxious industries in the spring, is exactly the same rock that actually lies on top of the water table in the Pamela and Angela. And previous exploration that was done, it was done in the 70s, went as deep as 700 to 900 meters. And the information I've got is, while Angela may have uranium, Pamela on the other hand seems to get a very small quantity of uranium. So a lot of the information we get from the exploration activity, it will help us formulate an opinion if this mine should be allowed to proceed or not. Now, about exploration, and I said again, we had a few resources, they were looking for superphosphates for fertilizers, and they found rare earths. As a result, the rare earths now are going to be more profitable for the company than the phosphate rock. The geology of the territory is so different than other places, and uranium is so prevalent in the territory that in my previous life as environmental health officer, I had to close water supplies in the Kakadu area because the uranium content of the water supply exceeded national standards. A lot of things that we find out now, it's totally different what you find in Western Australia or South Australia. Our geology is unique, and to put it bluntly, we just discovered what that geology is like and what we can find out.
Thanks, Minister. I'll move on to an issue of water, now that you've mentioned the water tables. The potential use of this mine, given the 1970s data of the size of the ore, based on that, we could estimate that there'd be about 5 million litres used per day, which is about equivalent to 40% of the town's daily water use for a period of 10 years. My question, Minister, is what economic modelling has the NT government undertaken to analyse the economic impact of this water usage and its impact on the long-term development of the town?
Well, the issue of water use, first of all, it gets to the water plan allocation is under the Department of the Environment. Second, this issue of how much water they are going to use, where they're going to find it, how they're going to find it, is the issue that they will consider during the environmental impact statement or environmental assessment. And And that's one of the solutions. You cannot just say that because the mine is there, we can take all the water from public use to give it to the mine. And that's one of the perhaps the stumbling block for the development of mine. We'll find a way that they will tell us where they're going to find the water, how they're going to find, how they're going to use it, and what will be the output. Don't take it as a guarantee because the company asks for water, they're going to get it.
I'm sure there's lots of information here for the Cameco are digesting today about why they've been allowed to have an exploration licence. Minister, I'll just ask a question about dust. Given the frequency of dust storms in this area, residents have ongoing concerns, obviously, about contaminants that may move off during the exploration stage. Will the NT government undertake to conduct or order Cameco Paladin to conduct one whole year of baseline data to study particulate movement, to study seasonal patterns, therefore, before allowing exploration to begin?
From my understanding, actually suggested to Paladin Cameco when they came to us that they have to establish a baseline study for dust suppression and dust emissions. My understanding is the company is doing that one. The other thing that we discussed with the company, they're going to take exploration. They have to make sure the type of exploration they take will not create any dust. My understanding, once again, is the technique they're going to be employing is one that is not going to create dust because that's the last thing you need, especially if uranium is very close to the surface. In some areas in the area, uranium is very close to the surface. So it is going to be the requirement for the company to make sure that dust will not be created in the exploration stage.
But is the baseline data going to be established before they start drilling? Because even with best intentions, if they have an accident, may increase the dust emissions themselves. They will destroy their own baseline data.
That's the advice I give to the company. There's no much point in having a baseline data.
Minister, I think it'd be useful if you use microphone.
That's the advice I give to the company. There's no much point of starting a baseline data after you start exploring. We have to start before any activity, so you establish your data before the activity.
And that will happen?
I expect that. That will be conditional of them going out to...
and the time period to allow for various seasonal changes, because we have, very episodic rainfall. And wind directions change here between seasons.
Well, the baseline study, the collection of the baseline data has already started. The mine management plan for the exploration with us, it has been approved yet, and they can't start exploring before the mine management plan is approved.
Yeah, and how long did you ask them to collect data for?
Well, and that's again technical advice. It will take time to actually have the information, and during the time, the mine management plan will be assessed together with information provided by the company.
So, Minister, could I just put that question on notice that could your department tell us how long that baseline data is going to be and get back to us with that information?
Sure. We'll come back to you.